my way, on my way, on my way, on my way.
Alright, so this morning we're going to make a really easy chocolate cake. It's coming from the Easy, Healthy, Tasty cookbook. This cookbook is by Charity Spalding Hughes and Jennifer Richards. So this cookbook, Easy, Healthy, Tasty, is also available in Northcott's library. So if you want to have a copy of it, or you want to access some resources from it, please just call Judy, the librarian, and she'll get you the information that you need. So this morning we're going to cook the easiest cake you'll ever make. It's on page 74 of the cookbook, and it's a fantastic recipe for supported accommodation settings because there's no use of heat sources, so you don't need to use an oven or a stovetop, and you also don't need to use sharp knives, so there's no chopping, no cutting, no heat, and everybody should be able to be a part of it. So the ingredients that you need to make the cake are choc ripple biscuits, is some sweet Greek yogurt. You can also use thickened cream, but for accommodation customers we recommend that you think about the balance of their diets throughout the day and maybe try to go for something a little more healthy than thickened cream, and you need some raspberries. We'll talk at the end about how you can modify this recipe for people who have modified diets, but this version that we're going to do right now is just for customers who have standard dietary texture requirements. So, to start the recipe off, the first thing we do is we open up our tub of yogurt. There it is on the inside. We start with getting one biscuit. We put it down on our plate. Then it's important that you get your workers to help you to make sure that you're not cross-contaminating everything together. So we use one spoon to scoop up some yogurt and we put it on top of the biscuit using the knife. So scoop it out and put it on top. We then use the knife to slowly spread out the yogurt on top, or the cream if your workers have bought cream for you. Then put it down and you get another biscuit. So again, we use the spoon, scoop it out of the yogurt tub, use your knife, scoop it out and put it on top of the biscuit. Spread it out on top, and then you put it on top of the other biscuit. As you can see, we're making like a tower of biscuits and yogurt. We keep doing this process until you've used as many biscuits as you would like, or as many biscuits as all your fellow residents at home think you should use in your cake. So we're scooping, we're spreading, and then we put on top. So the thing that you can do in your home, if you have residents who are non-oral feeders, so this is a really nice activity that they can also be a part of without eating any of the contents and without putting any of the contents in their mouths. So Greek yogurt has a really thick, creamy, sweet smell to it. So it's really nice if customers can be given the opportunity to take, we're not going to use this whole tub of yogurt, if they can take a scoop of the yogurt or half a cup of the yogurt and put it on their tray and let them just touch it and feel it. They can smell it because it smells delicious, and experience that sensation of cold, wet, gooey yogurt. You can also break up a biscuit for them and let them feel, getting myself confused, let them feel the crunchy texture of that biscuit. So again, they don't have to put it in their mouths, or if they're nil by mouth, you can absolutely support them to make sure they're not putting it in their mouths. But it's just a matter of giving them the opportunity to feel the texture of that crunchy biscuit, crush it up, feel it between their fingers, smell it, look at it, spread it out on their trays. Because even though you might not be an oral feeder, it's very important that you still engage in the opportunities around meal times. So I've decided that this is looking pretty close to being done for our cake. I'm going to do our last biscuit. So again, scooping up the yogurt, yogurt on top, spreading it out, and layering it down. So now what we need to do is very carefully tip our tower down onto the side. So we flip it over just like that. So now we've got little rows of biscuits with yogurt all squished between. We now do the exact same process we did before with the yogurt. So we scoop up some yogurt, use our knife to get it out, and we very gently spread it out on top. Now this is a little bit tricky, so you might need one of your workers to give you a bit of a hand, but you just slowly spread it out, scoop and spread, until your whole roll of biscuits is covered in yogurt or cream if you were using cream. So you spread it out, and then once that's done, keep going, we then put it in the fridge and it will set. What it means when we say it will set is it means that the yogurt will stop being so runny, it will go a bit harder, and it means that the biscuits will soften a little bit to end up being just like a chocolate cake. So, last scoop, put it on the end, spread it out, gets a bit messy, see it's on my fingers, that's okay, as long as we make sure that we don't put our fingers in our mouth when we're cooking, even though it's delicious to taste things as we're going on. You can't lick your fingers if then you and your fellow residents are going to eat the cake, so don't lick your fingers. Spread it out, and that's it done. So what we do now is we put this in the fridge and it will set. So I'm just going to go do that. Okay, so here's our one straight from the fridge. As you can see in my cake, the two biscuits have fallen apart, and that's okay. You can either get some extra yogurt and cover it again, or you can just leave it like that. So when you serve this cake, or you eat it for afternoon tea or morning tea or dessert, whatever you're doing, you can use some fresh fruit. So this can be the fruit that you like best. My favourite fruit is raspberries, so I'm using raspberries. So I've rinsed these before I've got to use them, and you just put them on top. We can hide the crack in the cake. I'll just poke them in. Raspberries on top. And we can make a little pile down here, make it look like a fancy cooking show. And that is the easiest cake you will ever make. I hope that you enjoy this recipe. What we're going to do next is talk about, for people who have modified diets, what you can do for this exact same recipe so that people who have modified diets can also eat the cake as well. Hey guys, now we're going to show you how to make the exact same cake, so the same chocolate cake, but for people who have modified diets. So if you are on a soft and bite-sized diet, this is the steps that you need to go through. But the thing you need to do first for the workers is you must check the mealtime management plan of each of your customers before you proceed with modifying their diet, or on the flip side, presenting customers with unmodified food when it should be modified. So this direction is just for soft and bite-sized. So use the exact same ingredients, but you also need to have a cup of milk. The way you go about assembling the cake is exactly the same, except take a biscuit and you have to dunk it in the milk first, let it drip a bit, put it on the table, and on the plate, not the table, goodness gracious. And then do the same thing with the yogurt, the layer, the spread. Go, spread it out. Oops. Get your next biscuit, dunk it in, let it drip a bit, and layer it on top. So this layering with the milk dunking increases the moisture of the biscuit, and when it sets in the fridge, it will turn the biscuit an even softer texture. So you repeat that process over and over and over and over again. Flip it over and cover it with yogurt. You can also then serve it with defrosted berries, not fresh berries. So only defrosted berries because they're softer in texture and they kind of mush down. and then obviously cut it up into bite-sized pieces as per the mealtime management plan of your customers. For customers who have a minced and moist diet, what you can then do is this exact process. So you dump it in the milk, drip, 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 layer it on. I'm using my spoon in the yogurt, put the yogurt on, spread it out. So you keep doing the same process, set it in the fridge, but you can then serve it with pureed berries. Make sure it's not just whole defrosted berries, it must be pureed berries. That then, when you take that out of the fridge, this version you'll see there'll be sort of milk and chocolate biscuit residue that will seep out of the cake. Leave that on the plate. It's okay that it's a bit runny because that adds to the moisture of the cake and helps maintain the texture. So for minced and moist, you're adding pureed berries, not fresh, not frozen, and then obviously mashing it with the fork and the spoon until it gets to the texture that your customer needs. If your customer is on a puree diet, you repeat the exact same process for soft and bite-sized and minced and moist. So with the biscuits, dipping them into the milk, layering it with the yogurt. The difference is, and the pureed berries at the end, the difference is that the whole mixture, which will then be quite moist and quite liquidy, you have to push that mixture through a sieve before you give it to the customer or use a stick blender. So because it's a biscuit base, even though it gets quite soft with the milk and the yogurt and setting in the fridge, there will still be some small texture to it. So you must put it through a sieve or use a hand blender before giving it to customers who are on a pureed diet. If you have any questions about whether this recipe will meet the needs of your customer and their mealtime management plan, please call the customer's speech pathologist and ask. They will be able to clarify it for you, or alternatively you can reach out to Northcott's therapy team and one of their speech pathologists will be able to assist you. So we hope you enjoy it. Please stay tuned to Boredom Busters. We're going to keep putting lots of different activities up on YouTube and on NOLA for customers and staff to participate in. If you have any questions or you have suggestions of other cooking activities you'd like to see us do, please let us know. Just email us at ideas@northcottinnovation.com.au. Thank you very much.